So last game we saw Kings Lynn with a nice 1-0 victory, and we had new goalkeeper Tay Ashby-Hammond in goal. Nathan Ashmore is out of action at the moment. Do we know any more on Ashmore's injury?
No, obviously the scan is tomorrow. I know that he's in a better place than where he was at the start of the week. He's gone and obviously got some treatment from our medical team. And yeah, it's a tough one because it's in an area where you have to get a scan to see what grade it is. We're hopeful that it's only a grade 1. If that's the case, it's 2 to 3 weeks. But again, yeah, the longevity of Ashmore, we won't know the dynamics of that until probably over the weekend, if not Monday, the earliest. In terms of Tay coming in, done ever so well. Watched his interview back on Tuesday evening. He knows the parameters. He knows what's expected of him. We was open and honest from the offset. That was with Martin Brennan initially, with his sort of contact at Fulham. Then it was Hugh with myself, and then I spoke to Tay, give him the reasons why we're looking to bring him in. We don't know, again, the longevity of it. So is Tay in the building for 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks? That's something that we'll know a little bit clearer come after the weekend. And yeah, we need to ensure that there's not a reoccurrence of that injury. It's high up on his right thigh, it's his kicking leg. It's something that most definitely can reoccur. So we got to be really cautious. But Tay's an understanding lad. He's come in, got his first clean sheet, 1-0 for him. That's 8 for us overall in the season. So he's come in the building at the right time because we are performing, and like he said in his own interview, he's coming in to do the best he possibly can for the side, and he done that on Tuesday evening.
You mentioned a grade 1 there. What is a grade 1 injury?
Going on my experience, I know there's a grade 1, grade 2 and grade 3. If there's a grade 3, we're in trouble. Grade 2 is manageable. Grade 1, that's exactly what we're looking for. Can't give you too much in depth because my medical nous stops there. But yeah, I know that a grade 1 is about 2 to 3 weeks. I think a grade 2 is probably 4 to 6, and a grade 3 you're looking at 10 to 12. So again, as soon as we get any information, because I can imagine the fans are probably uneasy with regards to Ash when he done it at Chesterfield and the manner in which he couldn't take goal kicks. For us to then bring in Tay, he's a massive part of what we've done in his time that he's been here. Yeah, he's a massive character. You see the relationship he has with him at the end of the games, and you filmed it at Barnet. He runs up and does the old thrust of the hips and the fist in the air. So yeah, for me, as soon as we get any information on him, we get the understanding of what it looks like in a time frame, we'll update everyone accordingly.
And we've just finished our 3-game road trip, back at home for the 2 following games against Southend on Saturday and then Eastleigh in the FA Cup next week. We haven't actually lost at the LV Bet Stadium Meadow Park yet this season. How important is a home record? A good home record, sorry.
Oh yeah, listen, home record's great. I think we're currently sitting higher in our away form in the form guide. I think we're 3rd in the away form. I think we're 5th in the home form, which was surprising to me considering we've lost on the road against Chesterfield and we lost on the road against Solihull. But for me, our form at the minute is good. Our form overall is good, and that's something that's pleasing. Our home form, which has probably not been as present over the years that I've been here, because it's more fundamentally our away days that gives us our probably our most return of points. But yeah, we've been really productive at home. You said a stat, we haven't lost currently. That's something we want to ensure continues for as long as possible. We've got Southend coming to town on Saturday. I believe they're up to 800-900 fans already purchased tickets. I can imagine that's going to see over 1,000 people turn up here on Saturday for them. I'm just hopeful that our fans turn out. Our fans against Barnet, excuse me, were outstanding. Best I've seen since I've been the manager of this football club, since I've been involved in it. To have 650-700 fans travel to your local rivals was outstanding. And I'm going to ask them to do the same again against Southend. We played a game last year against Southend, funny enough. I wrote it in my programme notes that we played them in the FA Cup. There was a league above, and it was deserved of fans in the building. You go 2-0 up in the manner in which we did. I know on Twitter today we've shown Mark Ricketts, the skipper's finish with the volley. Then they peg us back to 2-2, then we go 3-2, then they peg us back to 3-3, and we go a goal behind in a penalty shootout with Shaq Coulthurst, and I think it was deserved of fans. And I'm just hopeful that we have a turnout on Saturday that possibly don't marry up to Southend, but is enough that can sway a referee decision in our favour, can influence us, because we're getting a roar towards the end that the boys or the fans stand in. So yeah, the record at home's great. Our record overall is very good. We're currently above 2 points per game, which is an unbelievable return. Start looking at that after 7-8 games. We're now 13 games played. We've had 8 clean sheets, which I believe is level with Chesterfield in the National League, and we've got the best defensive record. So there's a lot of positive stats, but that comes with hard work and consistency, and that's exactly what will be the order of the day come Saturday when Southend come to town.
And defensively, Will Evans missed last Tuesday's game. He is back in the side after his red card and suspension. How did you think the reshuffle went at the back with Dave Stevens in there? And are we likely to see that 3 remain, or is Will Evans going to come back into the side?
In terms of that, I thought Dave Stevens was very good. It shows you how we put work into the subs throughout the week, because he's gone and played a 90-minute game that was quite frantic, and he looked strong throughout. It was a massive positive for us to get a clean sheet. You see that with his recovery run, with 10 to play, puts an arm on the player and it just unbalances him, and he can't put a better shot on target in their favour. So yeah, the positive thing for that is Will comes back in. Will's been a party of 12 games prior to Dave Stevens. I've got a decision on my hands, but that's the best place to be as a manager. The fact that I actually have to come up with a tough ask of whether putting Will straight back in or keeping Dave Stevens in. But for me, that's a nice place to be. You want to be that as a manager. I want to get to a stage where no one's shirt is guaranteed. They have to earn their shirt. And for me, Dave Stevens given himself a great opportunity of starting again on Saturday.
And in the history of Boreham Wood, we've only played Southend twice. Once in 1973, which was a 3-0 loss, and once in last season in the FA Cup. How do you prepare for a game against a team that you don't play year in, year out?
The fortunate thing for us is obviously we've got the platform huddle where we get all the footage. The problem for me this game is they've got a new management team. That went in against Dagenham last Saturday. They played a shape of 3-5-2. The previous manager played a 4-4-2, played a 4-2-3-1 away to Solihull. So for me, I've said to the group, be proactive. Can't be reactive. We've got to be proactive. Once that team sheet lands at 2 o'clock on Saturday, I'll have a little bit more of an understanding of the shape and the personnel they're going to be offering up. But for me, it's about what we do, how we go about our business. We have a manner at the minute. Is it pretty on the eye? Possibly not. Is it effective? 100%. I've spoken to a lot of managers. The word at the minute is called efficient. That's what we're being called. We have an efficiency that teams can't handle currently, and the boys are buying into it. And I felt that for large periods on Saturday, Kings Lynn dominated the ball. I could tell you 3 stats now that we had the second most possession last year. We had the most expected goals last year. We had the most final third entries last year. We finished 14th. So I've looked at that and thought, well, there's no point having all them great stats and not having a return in terms of points. I looked at the manner of how Sutton set up, Torquay and Hartlepool. Why? Because Sutton won the division and Torquay and Hartlepool played in the playoff final. So you'll see a lot of what our set pieces are set up, like Hartlepool and Torquay's. A lot of our sort of play in terms of playing in their half and locking them in is very much Sutton-esque. Our deliveries from left to right is very much Hartlepool, because they had the most return of crosses and the most goals scored from wing back to wing back. So that's where I've stripped it back. The players are bought into that. That's a massive fundamental that they need to do that, and that's exactly what they've done. Results help, confidence helps. People could say the start we had in the division with the teams we were playing in terms of Weymouth, Dover, Aldershot helps. Of course it does. Still got to win them games of football. We've played some tough sides. No tougher than Southend. There's a new regime. They've had a whole week to work on things. They've got personnel in their building that, if on any given day, can cause anyone problems. And we need to guard against that. They've got strikers in Reece Murphy and Dalby and Simi Akinolo. I know he only played against Eastleigh and been shut out a bit, but yeah, Dunn, Agogo, Nathan Ferguson, Bridge, Edgebury, who I loved here last year and who I loved in the footage that I've seen of their last 5 games. It's for us to ensure that we go about what we do and how we set up and how we go about our business. And we're the team to beat. We need to ensure that we keep the LV Bet Meadow Park Stadium a fortress, and we need to continue with winning matches. And that's exactly the mindset we'll have come Saturday.